Mellotron settle in the groove.
Dialogue like velvet, see the wisdom as it moves. Threading coming round through the tapestry of sound. Casual convo circulates the globe, every voice in view renowned. Balancing the ledger, counting feelings in the sense. Elevating indie dreams, spotlighting each sentence. Bridging worlds with empathy, fluent in the truth. Finance the family to mental health pursuits. No echo chamber, just reflections in the glass. Connecting dots from present pains to futures built to last. Every episode is sight for unity in subtle blends. Cocos in the rhythm, universal in the end.
Having that casual convo so you don't have to have the tough convo.
Let's start the show.
Hello, welcome to the Casual Konvo Show, where we have conversations about topics that affect the communities, personal and business relationships. We always have the casual convo, so you don't have to have the tough convo. I am your host, Coco, and joining me tonight is Mr. More Than You Can See, the King of Asheville, Sir Paul. And then we also have my problem child. We know it's Mondays. We have semantics with the antics, the iconoclast, point and more. And then
Hola.
we have and then we have Baltimore's own best artiste, one of my favorite people, the Jude, the
What up,
defendant.
people? Hey, y'all.
How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
We chilling.
Y'all just grinning.
Mhm.
I forgot I was on mute.
Cause I was I was trying to find out about that. I was looking at something about somebody sent me something about that turning point thing, and I was like, what in the hoot nanny and hollering is going on over here? We're gonna discuss that shit tonight. We gonna
Well, we got a couple of things. Because and so tonight is the Q&A. I do have a couple of questions that were sent to me. So yeah, it's about to be on. And I do have a question for Q that was sent to me that I think is going to be really interesting. It's going to set the tone. So I mean, you can let me know if you want to start with that or go on to it. But I got some really good questions, a little bit diverse, mixed up, different topics. I kind of really like where it was going. But before we do that, we can start with the mental health check-in. I'll go first. My mental has been good. It's been a lot going on the last couple weeks, but I must say I'm good. I can honestly say I had a good day today. I mean, it was busy, but I had a good day. Um, Learning how to rechannel and twist the energy to make it what you need and to be productive has been working. What about y'all?
I'm chilling. I'm tired. I'm fucking tired. I'm sleepy. I don't know what it is, but I'm tired. I think the work they've been working. I'm sick of working. I feel like I've been working all my life. All my life I had to work. All my life I have been working and
Right.
getting paid again.
I'm sick
All
of
life.
it. I just want to get paid. No work. All right. The older I get, this is part of my mental health. The older I get and learn about these other countries and to see that they don't gotta work as hard. Some of them, not all of them, but some of them don't gotta work as hard to get just the simple things that we gotta work so hard to get. You know, you know. I don't feel lazy, but I feel like, I'm getting older. I don't want to have to keep working, you know. So, yeah. The road and winding road. Keep it listen. And that's what it is when you on that long and winding damn road. These motherfuckers moved the damn retirement age up to about what, 67, 70?
85,
They want,
man. We
they
can't.
want people to die before they can get paid. That's what they want.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Before we do that today, because I see y'all get ready to go. Paul, you want to do your mental health check-in real quick? Because y'all was getting ready to go in. And remember, we have questions, and I'm going to get them all in tonight.
My mental health is so.
Dealing with doctors that misdiagnose you is a new thing to me.
I
So I'm just here because these motherfuckers, they be playing too many games.
Mm,
All right,
mm.
mental health check in. I'm good. Until tomorrow when I gotta go back to work. Go back and listen to that. You know, these customers complaining. All day long, all night long, and I'm like, listen, I don't give a shit about your problem. I'll fix it, but they want to sit there and talk all night. I'm not trying to talk to them all night. I'm trying to fix their problem, get their asses off the phone. They want to sit there and ask me about my life story. I'm like, the fuck you mean? What do you need to know about me? Well, we're just trying to establish rapport. I'm like, all right, my rapport is I'm fixing your shit, and then when I fix your shit, you can get the fuck off the phone. How about that?
You should go work for Comcast. He
Oh
missed the
God,
show last week. Remember
No,
Coco? He
no,
should
he
go work for
shouldn't.
Comcast.
No, based on
no,
your experience with Comcast, I would not suggest Quentin go to
no.
Comcast. But I will say,
I've
I
worked in
feel
customer
slightly,
service.
but I feel a little bit attacked with Quentin's story about his IT because today, you know, working remotely today, I was having issues with logging in. Now I had did everything before I called, and then so I put my little IT ticket in, and they always laugh when it's me. So
Yeah,
so
how
when
often do you do
no, it's not often, but the thing is because I'll put in my ticket like, hey, I've restarted it, I rebooted, I did all of and it's just not kicking in, right? I try all
No.
methods. So I get the email to say, hey, join the Zoom, I'm gonna walk you through so I can share my screen and all of that stuff, right? So he called me and he was like, hey, Chanel. So again, they chuckling and every time I do it, when I answer, I'm like, hey y'all. So we
Huh.
go on the Zoom. Soon as I go to log in, and so the part where you put like your the security stuff like the VPN and all of that in.
Mm-hmm.
So he like, oh, change the username. That's not the one it's supposed to be. I'm like, but on the last email y'all said use this for the. He said, no, 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 no. Just put in this. Da, 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 da. And I said, oh, look at that, it worked. And he was like, yeah, see, that's all you got to do. So next time, try that again before you call. So when Q be talking, I'm like, that's probably what they be saying about me when I be calling them with this stuff, and then it's like a push this button, and then it's fixed. And I'm like, I could have did that myself. But
Q,
that's
I
All
not.
know I'm
right.
the problem with IT. I went all the way to the Apple
it?
phone before I knew what the airplane mode was. My phone was a worker, girl. I went all the way to the Apple store, set an appointment and everything.
I mean, it's not
For them
bad.
to click my phone, I know I'm the problem. Help me.
Yeah.
I'm stranded.
Hell, it ain't bad, but when you got what I call deer in the woods, deer in headlight people,
Mm-hmm.
and they walk through life like that, that's what I have a problem with. I don't
Okay.
mind helping, but if you're just a deer in the headlights and you walking through life like that, then yeah, that's a problem. Like, what the fuck are you even doing here?
Well, you should have watched the show last week because your customer service people ain't hold up the paw. Your customer service peeps called me and ain't do the damn due diligence that needed to be done. All they was trying to do was a damn survey or the scale of 1 to 10.
Yeah, yeah. We got to
Every
give
time I
out
pull
surveys. We got to
All right.
give out. We got to give out surveys too. So I be like, yeah, I rush through it. I try to get them off the phone because I'm like, I get phone anxiety after about 30 minutes.
All right. Well,
Cut.
speaking simply on the topic of IT and corporate America, would y'all like to hear the first question? So, to those of you who are watching, if you want to ask a question to anybody up here or a generalized question to get our thoughts, or just to see what we might say, no question is a wrong question. We welcome all questions, no matter what it is. We'll answer.
Hmm.
But I do have some questions that was already sent. So, being as though we're talking about business stuff, so the first question, so this person wants to be anonymous. The question was, why do corporate America have something to say about African American natural hair? Now, should I give a little context, or do you guys kind of get the premise of?
Yeah, get the context.
So, pretty much in context, I guess there was some issues with, somebody say, okay, if a person wear their hair out, so and they're natural, so it might be a bush, they consider it untamed or unprofessional.
Right,
And
right.
they would tell the person that they need to do that. So even down to like hair, some people wear hair wraps, and in some fields, part of the uniform may be a cap. So let's say you have a bush and you put the cap part of the uniform on, but your hair is bushy on the outside. They consider that to be unkempt. So anything dealing with the natural hair is always tends to be a triggering issue. So I thought this was a great question because this is not the first time a male or female have came across this while they were at work, especially if they wore their hair naturally.
Can I
So
say that as a natural hair girly, that more so comes from the African American community, higher ups than anybody else. And a lot of people won't admit that, but that statement there and the backlash, yeah, it was put out there at one point in time that white corporate, but me personally, I have only been said something to you about my hair being out, being in the bush. I even was told one time by a black woman that it was unprofessional, and in the same breath by the CEO to everybody that this was how professional a person's supposed to look in front of that damn person.
Mhm.
I feel like the more hate with the natural hair stuff comes from the African American community when it comes to, especially like men with dreads. Yeah, they get a lot of slack too. Women with dreads too, and yeah, sometimes it comes off from, like, I guess, white America, but it more so be black America. Always telling you what you can and can't do, what's not polished, what's not in like business casual enough. They always trying to clean your look up because to them you're not presentable for what they want to present when they want to present you. It don't really come from white America. It come from black America.
Yeah, it does, but also what gets me is why, like where I work, a lot of the management, um, I got the guy, one of the managers that's above the manager that's above me. They, they do whatever they do, and he's clean cut, got a bald head, whatever. Like me, I got a bald head, whatever. And we got people in there that's got dreads and all that. They don't say anything, but what they try to do, they try to get you to assimilate into their culture, right? Into that culture. They want you to assimilate. Me, I'm not good. I'm not good at assimilation. They were like last week when I took off. They were like, well, corporate's in town. I was like, and they're like, you do you have a Frontier hoodie? I was like, no. They were like, we're gonna get you a Frontier hoodie. We want you to wear the hoodie. Fuck out of here. I'm not wearing no hoodie. I'm not wearing that. They were like, it's to show unity. Look, you lucky I'm coming to work, okay? For this little bit of chump change that you paying me. You lucky I'm coming. I'm in here. No, I'm not gonna wear that because what they do is they'll pull certain people off the floor and meet up with them. Corporate heads want to meet. I don't want to meet them corporate heads because I ain't gonna be there that long. That's my mentality. I'm not gonna be there that long. So let me just do my job, be at peace, and go home. I'm not there to make friends. I'm there to make money. And sometimes people get a little too comfortable at their job, and when they get settled in, they start thinking that the employees are their friends. No, they're not. They're not their friend. They're not your friends.
No, but when it
It,
comes to the natural hair thing, though, I don't think that has anything to do with it. I think that I don't think it's about like being friends or not. I think it's about a uniform look. Like they want you to look a certain way, and and
AKA
and and,
assimilation.
and to what and I know in some instance it do be not only black people, but I have ran into this problem more so with black management.
Yeah,
It's not fitting the look. You're not
yeah,
fitting the look because they have changed their image to fit into a look to get to a certain place, and now they want you to do the same. But so many people don't have to actually change that, because you can look professional and earthy and
Yeah.
natural and non-aggressive with natural hair. More people be more intrigued, like, God, when you wear your natural hair, it's like attract the all the attention to you, everybody. And even like one time I wore my hair on like my 2-strand twist down. I absolutely hate it. I was only did that to my hair 'cause I was already braided. But other cultures were loving it. You feel me? And so even some of the black girls, they would say like, "Yo, this so pretty," blah blah blah. Yeah, so like, what is you doing with your hair, girl? I can never wear my hair like that, blah blah blah. It's always the negativity coming from a bald head scallywag. It's always one of them.
I agree because it's assimilation. They want you to assimilate into everything they do, right? But they're still gonna have their thumb on you. No matter what you do to assimilate, they're still gonna find a way to keep their thumb on you because they're afraid of losing their jobs. You can look, you can straighten your hair out. You can walk around with it with dreads, with the bush. You can walk around with it nappy, uncomb, unkempt, whatever. They're gonna find a way to try, because remember, certain black people who have power, who get power, they get power hungry, right? Because they think they are, they think they made it. Like, no, you ain't made shit because you don't own the company.
Well,
Owning it,
I got one thing, not to cut you off, because you was like, even if your head nappy, whatever. There's a
yeah,
difference. I think there's a difference. I'm with you from personal experience, even when this came to me and advice that I gave. Because my thing is, it's the thing about being presentable, right? And you can wear your natural hair. Now, I've seen some people, because I actually worked somewhere before where, and it wasn't under black management. This person, I mean, when you start having like cat hair and the person was African American, cat hair and all this other stuff, and your hair is just you look unkept, right? They have a policy for most companies and organizations for like dress code, to keep yourself up and all of those things. Now, somebody like that to say, oh, you can say I'm natural and your hair can be bushy and all of that stuff, and it can be matted, but at the end of the day, it's all about presence. And sometimes we should know better than to about keeping yourself up and then walking around. The issue that I have is we've also seen our workplaces where, like you said, if a person wears their natural hair and it's kept, it's nice, they look presentable, well dressed, you did get more discouraging and lewd remarks from African American management, and it usually takes place there. But there's nothing in there. But you can have someone come in with green and purple hair, and that's acceptable when you may have a only natural color policy in your handbook. So then that becomes the issue of being targeted and all of this stuff. So they say embrace your naturalness. But my only thing about it is, yes, wear your natural hair, but make sure you're well within your room that is kept up neatly. So having it matted and having all kinds of stuff in your hair, and then you going to work, and especially if you work with the public and doing different stuff, no, you should be addressed. You have to take care of yourself because it's still about you. Still have to come to part.
Well,
yeah, that
free form and just and having a natural hairstyle is different. There's a lot of free form naturalists out here. You
No,
know.
I get that. No, this person,
Is this
and
about
at
the
that time
corporate?
we were no, at that time we were working around. Like this was like a part time job I had working around food. You cannot have cat hair, your head, and you get what I'm saying. So I think it's just different places.
Yeah,
Is
if
we
you
talking
work
about the
around
corporate?
food. Yeah.
Was the question about the corporate world?
So the question was, why do corporate America have something to say about African American natural hair?
Okay, so now y'all have already. I heard where everybody established that it's not the white folks, it's the black folks. And being that it's the black folks in corporate America, they have been groomed to be the house Negroes.
That part.
So now, here you come in with your natural hair and everything. You the field Negro. We can't have the field Negro coming all up in here, distracting from everything that we have established up here in this master's building, master's business. We can't have that. So now you gotta get groomed to step up into our way, the house Negro's way, or we're gonna give you hell. I mean, as long as you wear your hair neat, clean, however you want to wear it, a fro, a ponytail, you know, how you want to wear your hair. Dreads, if it's clean and neat, there should be no issue with how you wear your hair. You're not going to a hair show. You're going to do work. Like you
That's
say, you're
right.
not going to make friends. You're going there to take care of business, make your money. So how I look, as long as I'm clean and neat, like you said, don't come here with all that silly shit in your hair. 16 different colors in your hair. You think somebody gonna be wanting to? No, that right there is beyond. I don't even want to give no name, but that's beyond. I'm saying you got, like you said, you got to come prepared to do something. You want to be up in this business, you got to come prepared. But don't judge me on how my hair look. It might be a bald woman. I mean, come on, people. That's what I'm saying. People have this country has destroyed people because I mean, I love seeing women wear their natural hair, have
Mhm.
natural braids in their hair, without all that extension stuff. Have your natural braids in your hair, whatever. Do your thing. You put on your wigs, do your thing. How you do your thing, and be neat about it. Like you said, don't come up in here with your hair all matted down and God knows whatever else, and you're not brushing it or combing it or treating it or doing nothing to it. Your wig ain't been slapped around or nothing. I mean, God Almighty, help yourself out.
You know,
All right.
also Coco, black
After Jude, I'm gonna go to the next one because I want to make sure I get them all in. Go ahead, Jude.
natural. A lot of people know the power that comes behind a person being natural. That's a powerful move to make anybody, whether you locking your hair up, you going completely natural, you free forming, just that act alone to decide to manage your hair natural. That's a bold move to make. That's a bold life choice to make. And
Mhm.
anybody who make that life choice, motherfuckers know they stand on business because that's a commitment.
Yeah.
So a lot of people be intimidated by that too, especially the bigger, the longer, the bushier that hair is. That says a lot about that woman. Especially when she walk with her head up high. That man with them well kept locks. Or a man. You ever seen a man with some nice natural hair? Man, he look powerful as hell for real.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Not saying he look more powerful than the man with a haircut. I'm just saying it's just something about him. Something about him.
Just
Something
make
Yeah.
sure you
about
got a
their
good hair
hair.
now.
It's something about hair. Hair tell a story. Hair carries a journey. Hair holds a lot of your weight for real, and the hair can make or break you for real, man. I'm telling you, it take a lot. It take me 2.5 hours to wash and blow dry this shit.
Yeah, but I still tell everybody also refer to y'all. Make sure y'all know what the policies are, because it's one thing. Yes, you can make your statement piece and you can do all that. I mean, I think certain things have become more acceptable. But if you want to put rainbow hair and then go to work and they say something to you and it's clearly that's unacceptable for that particular company, then yes, they're well within their rights. Now, if you're presentable and you just in your natural state, and then you're being um targeted or told you made to change your hair, something like that, yeah, that's I think that's a form of like prejudice or discriminatory acts, because there's nothing in there. Most companies have a issue about policy and being well groomed, whatever that may
Yeah,
be.
that includes bath and body. That includes all that good stuff.
So
Me.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
get
go to
on
the
up in the
next one.
bath
I'm gonna
and
go to
body.
the next one because we've been going all day. We might have to run this one back, but I want to get in there because that was number one. All right, so number two, we gonna go on a lighter note. This is for Q.
Uh-oh.
So the person was like, I could say their name or I didn't have to say their name. Would you like to know who it's from, or do you want them to remain anonymous?
Yeah, I want to know who it's from.
This is from one of your favorite people, J. Bear Jackson, who's also watching.
Oh, okay.
So
Well, JB.
he said, Coco, my question for Q. What happened to the lady he was dating, and would he ever date her again?
Would I ever date the girl again? No.
Yeah. No, answer it in order
What
though.
happened?
Yeah, we want the tea.
No, we just grew apart. We grew apart, and I was with her for 10 years, and we just grew apart because she could not understand my love for the New York Giants. Okay, I'm one of those dudes that I'm hardcore with it. It takes up a significant part of my life. It always has. I put that before any relationship especially on Sundays. So she's like, "Let's go somewhere. It's Sunday." No,
Mhm.
I'm not going anywhere. You got all you got. I'm all when I was off on Saturdays. I would ask her, "Let's go somewhere." "Oh, I'm too tired. I don't want to go anywhere." And then Sunday come, "Let's go somewhere." No, no, it's game day. I'm not going anywhere. I'm gonna plop my ass on this couch and watch football all day because Monday I gotta go back in and listen to, the man. Go deal with the man. So when we were, I was engaged to her, and it
That was
just got
a
to, yeah, I was engaged to her. I was with her for 10 years, but
I didn't know that.
it wasn't going to work because a my aunt, she told me, she pulled me to the side. She said, "Q, don't marry that girl. Don't marry that. No, don't marry her," because she had a like the kid. He was a bad kid. He's one of them kids you can't control. And the fiance was looking for me to be his disciplinarian, but he had a father already. The father lived down in Florida, so I wasn't going to overstep my boundaries. So, because every time I would discipline him or give him a spanking, I felt bad because I'm like, damn, that's not my kid. Why am I doing this? Even though she told me to do it. And then it just got to a point where I got tired of being in a relationship because I knew it wasn't going to go any further than the engagement. We wasn't going to go go through with the wedding and all of that. And me being I wouldn't say I'm a commitment phobe. I would never say that, but I'm like, in this day and age, I'm not for marriage. I'm not pro marriage because of all the shenanigans that a lot of these new age women pull. So yeah, we broke up. Would I date her again? No, because we don't really have that much in common. We don't really have that much in common. Commonalities and all of that set aside. When you strip away, we both like the same team. Other than that, what else do you like? I like video games. I like traveling. I like going out eating at restaurants. She don't like doing that. She like sitting at home watching Real Housewives or whatever. I'm like, that's corny. That's boring. I don't even watch that much TV because football season. I'll watch that. Yeah, after football season, I don't really care what's going on TV. Hell, I tune out the news. I don't care what's going on in the world. You know what I'm saying? All my stuff is coming from Facebook and you know reading articles. But for the most part, nah. She won't sit there. She wants to sit there and watch Real Housewives and real reality TV. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck about reality TV because it's fake. It's all fake. Them people ain't really like that. They punch everything up for dramatic purposes just to get ratings. You know, fake fights and all that. I'm like, I'm not interested in that. And she was. She was all into that kind of stuff. And then she'll be sitting there on the phone with her girlfriends. Girl, let me tell you what Tony did to Bobby. And Bobby slapped Dawn. And Dawn called the cops on Bobby. And Tommy came in there and
So
caught Bobby.
time out. So okay, with all of that said, now this is just my question listening to you.
Yeah,
But y'all
yeah,
y'all were together for 10 years. You
yeah.
proposed. Was that like that the whole time, or was it over time it just y'all kind of like faded apart?
Over time it did. over time it faded apart
Okay.
because her problem is like I was working from home. She was working out in the field, in a nursing field. She be like, wouldn't cook. I did all the cooking. If I couldn't do the cleaning, we hired a what's that? Renomaid or whatever that crap is to clean the house.
Mm-hmm.
Because she wanted to clean to a certain standard, and I can't meet that certain standard. Because me, I wipe down the counter. I'm like, shit, that shit's clean. I don't see any stains on it. It's clean.
Okay.
You know. But over time, it dissipated. And would I do it again? No. Mm-mm,
Okay.
mm-mm.
All right. All right. Go to the next one. This is another anonymous one. Um, she said, I already know this one's gonna be messy. I already know, especially when all I'm gonna say is Jew gonna take this one to where it's supposed to go. So the
Oh
question
Lord.
was, and I felt like some of these questions was geared to like rage bait us a little bit. All right. It says, why is there always someone in the workplace that makes your job harder than what it is? Don't get quiet on that one, so don't nobody know who to go first. Jew must have stepped away to take the dogs out.
I'm here. I stepped away to do something, but give me like 2 seconds. One of y'all go in there and say, here I come.
All right.
All
What was that question again?
Why is there always someone in the workplace that makes your job harder than what it is? All right, I take it. I take it off because y'all sound like y'all trying to be politically correct or something. So I think most of the time, a lot of people don't want to work; they want the paycheck, and a lot of people get into jobs that they don't really like doing. And I get everybody may have a lazy day where you don't want to do something, but I think that, and then sometimes it's also about about workplace morale, right? If there's none, you're going to get that. But then I just feel like some people just lazy. They really don't want to be there. And then you have some people in certain instances they make your job harder because they want to try to make you look bad to a degree. So it's a couple of different ways you can look at that. I think for the most part, I think some people just don't want to work. They want the paycheck, but they don't want to work. And a lot of times people get into these career fields because they're like, oh, I can make the money, or it look good, or this is what it may be attractive, or to say I do this. Some people like the bragging rights of their career choice, but really don't like it. And I think there's a difference in when people say find something that you're passionate about, as opposed to just okay, this is just what I'm gonna do to get up every day. I think you have a different type of work ethic in those instances. So I think when you work with people who are just there for the paycheck and want to do the bare minimum, and that's not a team player, so you can't be at a job where team effort or departments matter, where so the collaborative conjunction is important, and everybody don't pull their weight.
What was the
So
question?
wait a minute, hold up, because you will make me forget. Hold on. So I think that's one of the reasons why that happens. It says, why is there always someone in the workplace that makes your job harder than it is?
Because motherfuckers be thinking they the boss. Everybody think they the boss. Everybody think they know everything. Everybody been here for X amount of years. Motherfuckers don't like change. Where you want me to go? Where you want me to go with? Everybody think they the motherfucking boss. That be the issue. Don't nobody know how to listen. And we're gonna start with the old people. Old people don't like change. They've been in them jobs forever and they ain't for the motherfucking change. But they don't realize they've been following the change for 20, 30 motherfucking years. Y'all been changing. These new people, these new kids coming in, they don't want to motherfucking work. They think they know every goddamn thing because that's the way of the world. They smarter than us because everybody over 40 is old and don't know no goddamn better because us 40 or over act
Oh,
like
whoa, 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 whoa.
Listen, hear me out. This is how the young people look at it. Us 40 or over act like we get in these positions and we don't motherfucking want to do simple shit. Prime example. I'm gonna use Q as an example. Management coming in today. We need y'all put this shirt on. I ain't putting that shirt on. Says every motherfucking body. Who don't everybody is the boss. Don't nobody want to act right when they some motherfuckers supposed to. So then you have people who be like, oh, this is what we supposed to do. This is what we need to do. Which brings me to my final point. A lot of motherfuckers don't know what they're doing. They put horrible people in positions. They put horrible people in management positions. People getting jobs because they know motherfuckers. People getting positions because they know motherfuckers. People act like you ain't never too old to do this. Let me be the bearer of bad news. Some the fuck time you are when it comes to that corporate world, because you gonna ask for more money and somebody coming in. Well, I can't say that now. Somebody coming in, they know they can lowball them because they don't got experience. But your ass with experience, you gonna try to negotiate if you know what you're doing. So it could be a million fucking things. But I know that my main reason is because them motherfuckers, everybody think they the boss. Everybody think they your boss but the boss.
Yeah, I agree. Totally agree. Um, the going back to what you said, Jude, about uh people who don't want to do what management or somebody says. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I listen. I don't mind working with management as long as it makes sense. And a lot of people in management don't
Can
make
I throw a
sense.
monkey, I'm sorry. Can I throw a monkey wrench in there? Because what if it's not management?
But that's where the orders come from.
No, I know
That's where
that's
your
what.
boss.
Not all the time. You
No,
must ain't got no coworkers in your office
right.
think they the
I
boss.
was going to say that's not always the case because sometimes your colleagues can also make your job harder too.
hmm
It's not always management. And I think I definitely agree with both of y'all, but sometimes you can have that person that's like, let's say you got a project, right? Or you got a report or something that you have to do. And so it's a team of five, and you might have two that act like they just want to wait to the last minute, or they barely want to pull any type of weight. That makes that project more difficult for you to meet the demand and the deadline of that project. It's not always management. Sometimes it's the hiring process. I agree with you. Some people get hired who don't deserve. I ain't gonna say don't deserve, who are not qualified for the position, and then now you're still they supposed to come in with all this experience. Yes, everybody gets trained, but you find yourself becoming the trainer, picking up some of the slack because this person has to get acclimated. And one they could be there for a year, they still had the same issues from day one because a lot of times when people get these jobs by default, I want to say because of who they know, they feel like they can skate all the way through and be lazy. So it's two
Yeah,
sides of the school, but I do agree with the management piece too, though. That's what I'm.
I can't
yeah.
wait to get me a skate on through motherfucker. Skate me on through that motherfucker.
Now, because they're not gonna do that because um, the problem is those people that skate through usually end up getting caught in the end, especially during budget crises and restructuring. Like that company I work for, they got bought by Verizon. Now, when the corporate heads came in, like about last week, 2 weeks ago, or whatever, when they were talking about, everybody got to wear their Frontier hoodies. Oh, fuck out of here! I'm not wearing that. Why? To show unity? No. That look. Why? Why now? My thing is why now? That's like okay, okay. We gonna act up. Oh my God, boss is coming. Come on, let's act like we're doing some work. Let's act like we're doing some work. Boss is
What
coming.
shoes is it that bad to not put on a hoodie?
I'm not gonna do that because I don't wear company gear. Anywhere I work, they give me company gear. You know where that shit goes? It either goes in the trash or it gets buried so far. It gets buried so far in my drawer, it never sees the light of day. I'm not wearing that. No, I'm not.
So you the problem. You're not the team player.
The,
What,
the
what I'm
entire
saying.
goddamn problem.
You're the problem because
I
when
ain't here for no motherfucking show and shit. I'm here to do my job. Why
Right,
I
right,
come here
right,
with this shit
right,
for? I'm
right.
here to
most
work.
I'm
of
not
the
here. I'm not here to
Okay,
do
get
a
to
dog
work.
and pony show. I'm not here for a dog and pony show.
it's
So
not
Shit.
that's what they do.
no, but hear me out. Just hear me out. I don't think it's a dog and pony show. So even let's say you have the company stuff. I'm from a different perspective. I would say this, okay, if you wear whatever you want any other time, if we're having corporate who may not, let's just hypothetically say they may not frequent this place often, but maybe they just say they may be being a little bit lax, they might not be in micromanaging or whatever, but to ask, okay, let's just all play the part. Sometimes you gotta play the part. I would be cool with that for a couple hours or whatever till they leave. It's not that they saying wear all the time.
You
But
know though, Coco, that's the fucking issue. The do it one management here and do it not. I'm now. Don't get me wrong. I most definitely can be on a queue, like a queue with this shit. If we supposed to wear the shit, is we supposed to wear or the fuck not? Not just cause they coming in, but
Right.
in my opinion, if they giving you the shit to wear, they should already be enforcing it. Not
yeah,
because that brings me back to motherfuckers in positions that's not supposed to be there. Because how the fuck am I supposed to wear something with the company, which is typically that's it, right? Normal.
Yeah.
That is you because listen, y'all know what I mean. It's usually normal, typically normal. Because my words sound funny. Anyway, that's usually standard form with uniform. You feel me? You wear the company logo. If you work for a fucking clothing store, you gotta wear something from there. You can't wear other shit in the store. You gotta purchase their shit. If you work for Comcast, you know they got their infield people, but you know you probably gotta wear a Comcast shirt. You feel me? Like
mhm,
my job, I can wear regular clothes, but when I don't feel like putting clothes on, I put on one of their shirts. You feel me? It's just as equal. But all I'm saying is, if only I gotta wear the fucking uniform, man, I would be rebellious too. But that goes to show that leadership sucked there because why
yeah.
the fuck ain't y'all wearing the shit anyway?
No,
I'm
Right.
I
sick.
Yeah.
definitely agree. But if you have a choice of either or, I do agree with the whole thing of enforcing it. So I don't think if you have a dress code policy or uniform policy, and then let's say you can wear whatever you want, and then wear the uniform. When that's not a uniform policy, either you can wear it or you can't or you don't. I definitely agree with that. But I also would say my question to Q because he said he never is going to wear it. What if it was something that they changed and was like now it's enforced and it's become a part of policy? What would you do?
Then that's when I'll bend the knee. But other just doing it because management in the building, fuck management. Okay, that's that whole um
House
we
nigga
want
shit.
yeah, that's that house nigga shit. And I'm a field nigga. I'm in house nigga skin, but I got a field nigga mentality.
You definitely was
Okay.
not in the field.
No, I was in the house plotting
Your
on how I was
ass
gonna.
was not in the field.
At all.
No, I was in the house, but I was plotting on how I was gonna kill Massa and get away with it.
All right, I'm gonna go to the
Believe
next
that.
one. Y'all ready? I thought this was a good one. How do you know when you're ready to move forward in general? It's not saying anything specifically, but in life.
You get bored. You start not wanting to go around. You start not to want to be in certain places. You start to not want to be a part of certain conversations. You get a little angry. You feel me? Like, oh, you go through the emotions. Like, you wake up one day and just be like, I do not feel like I'm going to call out.
Uh, I think I can answer this one honest from my personal perspective. I think for me, knowing when I wanted to move forward, I wanted more. I wasn't, I wasn't good with being stagnant. And I think at some points in your life, especially like as you grow and based on your wants and needs, sometimes you might have outlook differences, and sometimes you just want more out of your life. But finding out how to go forward, that's I think the most difficult piece, because there was a time I didn't know where to start. You know what I mean? But I think that also comes with your social circles as well, who you socialize with. Because when I was around certain type of people, I noticed that was the most stagnant in my life. When you're around people who don't want more, don't want to do more, and that's okay with the what the bare minimum. I don't even want to say bare minimum. I don't think that's the right word, but just okay with this because I'm surviving, instead of okay, there's so much more. I had to see something different, and I think that's when I started meeting different people. And then when you see that there's another life outside the realm, and I think that's when people say like traveling and stuff is important, because you start to see different aspects of life. You start to see different things. You start to become more well rounded and know, okay, there's more to than just this. And then you start to want, it's like, oh, I want to do this a little bit more. You start to put certain things in perspective, your likes, your wants, your needs, and all of that stuff. But I think it comes pretty much from you. But some people, I think you have to want to grow too. But if you don't want to grow and you just want to do it because it's a status quo, because also what I'm noticing is people don't want to start moving and doing more stuff until they see it elsewhere first. And then they think it's the cool thing to do. So for instance, like when everybody, when the whole, oh, if she wear, everybody thought a chick with scrubs was the chick to have. Everybody wanted a job where you can go get some scrubs. You know what I mean? But they didn't like the freaking work. And then I think not even just career wise, but I think personal development is important too. And I think that also comes from how you do, because I disassociated myself from people. You know, I mean, it didn't mean that I didn't love them no less, didn't like them. We still cool, but that's not it. For instance, like you ever meet somebody, or not meet somebody, but run into somebody you might have lost contact with from, and it could be like over 10 years, and they still see you as the person that you were. And then you like, the conversation is not even that entertaining, or when they keep trying to compare you to what you were, it's like, and you try to, I'm not there anymore. Like your conversation changes, your outlook changes, certain things changes the more you explore. And I think a
Yeah,
lot of people are afraid to explore. I challenge everybody to just explore.
yeah, and going on that conversation, like we haven't seen somebody in 10 years, they start talking about old shit. You know, remember back in the day, and I hate that conversation. That's the worst conversation to have. Okay, back in the day, I was this, that, and da 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 da. I was an all-star football player. All right, motherfucker, what you doing right now? You sitting here having a conversation with me, broke as hell. Two broke motherfuckers. That's a non-profit organization. That's all that is. That is a non-profit
I
organization.
love you. That's the way I do.
Okay, we ain't doing nothing but sitting there. Both of us broke, and you up here talking about back in the fucking day. Okay, I want to talk about what's going on now and how we gonna move. What we gonna do to get unbroke. You can be your own nonprofit organization all you want to. I ain't going there. I can't live my life on broke. Okay, I'm already there, and I'm trying to get out of that situation. And sometimes certain conversations don't uh will cause you to go away from that person. Like I had a homeboy. Um, we used to go to the bars together and all that. Blah 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 blah. And that's all he wanted to do: go to the bar every Sunday, show up at the bar every Sunday. I'm like, dude, don't you get tired of seeing the same people, the same conversations? All you seeing is this a bunch of motherfuckers sitting here watching, doing the same thing I could be doing at home, watching TV. What is this, a group activity now? I don't do. I can do all that at home. So then I went away from it. Right. He was calling me. Yo, man, we going to the bar this weekend? No, you're going to the bar. I'm sitting at home watching the game. He have no car. So I was his way back and forth. But he claimed he had all this money. But I was always the one picking up the bar tab. And I started putting two and two together. Then he was talking about, well, I had to protect you. Protect me from what? Somebody said they were gonna jump you. I was like, oh really? Who are these people? Just point them out to me. He was like, nah, I ain't gonna point them out to you. I ain't, because I already talked to him. Then I started putting two and two together. I found out it was his bitch ass. Betrayal. I cut his ass right on off. No scissors. You know what I'm saying? Because at that point, the conversation, I deaded the whole conversation because I was moving in a different direction anyway. He was just sitting, he's still sitting there in his glory days, talking about what he was doing back in the day. I'm like, motherfucker, it is 2026. You still talking about what you did in 1990. 20, what? How long was that ago? About what? 16 years ago? 20, 26 years ago? I don't fucking know. But 36 years ago, whatever. And you still talking about what you were doing back in the day? Come on, man. You got to get at you. I was like, bro, you need to get some business about yourself. You know what
You
I'm
know,
saying?
I don't mind, the memory lane stuff, kicking in and, going back. It's just like I just being around certain people with their same mentality. Like, as a person can talk about, stuff that we all went through and did, and geek about moments and stuff, and we can laugh and kick back about it. But if you ain't changed, like you ain't grow, or you still like stagnant and you ain't really doing much, I don't really want to be around that. And I found myself like over the years at the I ain't ashamed to say it. A couple years ago, I cut my entire family off over one beef with one person. People was taking, so I cut the whole family off, and that gave me some peace because I always felt like my family was like kind of toxic anyway when it comes to certain things. And that kind of taught me a lot. And a lot of people judge a lot of people like that, but I'm big on strength. That take a whole caliber of person to be able to be like, I love me so much. Now I put distance between anything toxic in my life, including family.
Mm-hmm.
And doing that, something that a lot of my family don't understand about me now, and look at it like I'm less tolerant of shit, and it's not about it being main thing. Is just that I got uh, uh um the time to experience peace and work on myself without none of that shit, and that shit was one of the best feelings in the world. So with me still currently, I rekindled some shit with some family members and shit, but I didn't cut like most of the motherfuckers back off because they not aligned with where I'm trying to go. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm okay with that. I don't give a fuck how nobody feel about that in life. I'm like that with some friends. I ain't even beefing with nobody. But when it comes to, knowing you done, it's a feeling that you feel. And I really meant that by like, you don't gotta be angry towards nobody. It's just like a fire that's lit in your ass that light up everything because you tired. And the people around you, that should have start pushing everybody away. Motherfuckers that ain't supposed to be there, they get gone quick. All because of how you start moving. That's when you tired, like you've outgrown some shit. Whatever it is in life, you tired. You start looking for a new job. You start, looking for a place. You start. I'm not saying some people start cheating. Some people leave the relationship first, and then they go out and start dating. But some people start looking while they within, you know, and shit like that. Like because you start doing shit. Like you actually start doing shit, whether it's positive shit or negative shit. You just start doing some shit.
Mm-hmm.
You move
I agree.
different.
I
I
totally
agree.
agree.
I agree. 100%. I, I, I also think on the flip side of that same question, you also see your growth when you meet people who don't know or may not have been around to experience your growth. And so just that same conversation when people try to compare you or they may be still where you were and they want to still have the same conversation, the same interaction, the same engagement as though you did when you were younger. And you like, no matter how many times you can say, I'm not there anymore. That turns you off in itself because then it's like you clearly didn't grow because you still want to interact with me and engage with me in the same ways that you would that long ago. I don't live there anymore. And I think it's like a thing that I always say, get to know the new me. And I think anytime everybody should just like evolve or something like that if it's within your realm to do. But I think that sometimes when you come into those situations, you actually see how much you've grown because you don't even, it doesn't even move you, it doesn't entertain you. And then sometimes I've even looked back and was like, I used to entertain that.
Yeah, Coco, you look at the mirror like the younger me would have slapped the shit out your motherfucking ass. That's
Right.
like
But the thing that gets me, if you ever know when you grow, and then like to make yourself better, I'm saying you do the work on you, no matter what that is, whether it's in your personal space, your professional space, your relationship space. I feel like when people see you grow, some people try to make a mockery of that, or like you think you better, or you on some other shit, or you
bitch,
No,
moving.
you know
I
what I
am.
tell them? You know what I
I
tell
am.
them?
I
Yeah,
the
that's
fuck am.
exactly. Exactly. That's what I tell them too. Yeah. Cause like I told you, two broke motherfuckers sitting at the table. What did I say? That's a non-profit organization.
No, it don't even have to be about monetary. I mean, it just can be anything. Like let's just say, okay, let's just say let's just say you might have had a buddy or whatever. Y'all went to school where y'all was cool. I stay in your 20s, and then y'all lost contact. And that time, you may have let's just say you became like VP of your company. You know, you in IT or whatever. Let's just say this person may be in that same job, which is great, but their whole mentality is still where you were. So they're like, yeah, da 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 da. So their interaction with you is in the same space where it is now, whereas though you might be like, nah, I'm like, I ain't doing that no more. Like, it's just like the whole conversation dynamic. There's no change, elevation, or growth. But when they see that you on your stuff, you may be living a different life, doing different things. Oh, you think you better, or you on that, or no, I remember when you used to. Okay, I probably did used to do that, but I'm here now. This is where I am now. I'm not I'm not into that. And I
You
think
Know what
gotta
I tell the motherfucker?
you
She's
gotta
still
cut
there.
the umbilical cord to motherfuckers like that. You gotta
yeah,
get them motherfucking snips, them snippers, and cut the umbilical cord to the motherfuckers like that and let them go. Because if a motherfucker, it was this woman one time a while back. We used to date in high school. And so now we were separated for a long damn time. I mean, 30 damn years or so. And she had nerve to say to me, well, you don't act like you used to act back in the day when we was in school. Hell no, woman, I'm not 18 no motherfucking more. No, I'm not that person like you say. I'm way over here. You holding on to that right there, think I'm that same person. You got shit twisted. You got me twisted. You thinking that? Cause like you say, yeah, I'm on some different shit. You lose people that are meant to be there with you when you get to move in ways that's beneficial for you. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of people will cheer for you, but they won't clap.
Yep. Yep.
Well, you know what I be having to tell motherfuckers? You know, cause the motherfucker told me you ain't gotta tell a person you change if you change. Yes, I do, cause some of you motherfuckers illiterate. And y'all keep trying to push the button. Just cause I changed didn't mean that the motherfucker ain't still there taking a nap some motherfucking where. Stop pushing. Stop poking the bell. Motherfuckers like to see you, at your rarest form or when you was at your most unhinged. I let a motherfucker know quick. Look, I have changed and I am changing. I am still changing. I'm still working on me. I ain't say I was a new. I wasn't born again. I ain't say I erased the old motherfucker me. Don't let me flip the switch and motherfucking, unleash the dragon or some shit on your motherfucking ass. Let me be. Fuck. I'm just saying.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, because that's the problem with a lot of people. They like staying comfortable because most people stay stagnant because it's comfortable for them. You know what I'm saying? Me, I'm like, I ain't gonna be like the whole mask gimmick, right? Everybody's like, you don't go to the bars anymore. I said I show up there rarely. I don't go every Sunday. I'll go. I'll probably go. I go once every blue moon. They were like, well, when you gonna appear again? I said when I feel like it. It used to be there every Sunday, and I was like, yeah, that was back in like 2010. It's 2026 now. I'm fuck out of here with that. I'm not going to be in the bar every Sunday looking at the same uh people having the same conversations we had last week. Be like, hey girl, I ain't seen you since last week. Or the week before that. Where you been? You see what I'm saying? The element of surprise is what I work off of with that whole gimmick. Because if I show up every week, it's not special. If I show up like one time in 2 years, oh my God, where the fuck have you been? Yo, let me get a picture, blah blah blah, and then I disappear. I do what they call the Irish goodbye when it's time to go. As soon as that game over, I'm inching towards the exit, and when they start doing all the music and all that, I'm out the door, and then I just disappear into the wind. And next thing you know, everybody calls, "Where you at, Q?" I'm at home. Why didn't you stay? Cause y'all ain't doing shit. Y'all doing the same shit y'all was doing last week, the week before that, and the week before that. Nothing. Like I said, non-profit organization.
I agree. I
That's
agree. I agree with both of you. Well, all of y'all. I think also another thing is when to move forward is when everybody can't be miserable. And then sometimes going back to the thing, like if you see somebody, some people really like to see you unhappy if that's the space that they're in, or they don't want to see you succeed. So, and that's why I say a lot of times it's changing. You be want more. You ever just sit and be like and look at some. Okay, I had this moment before, whereas though I was just chilling. It was like with family, a couple friends, and I'm like I was sitting there looking, and it was literally like an epiphany. And you ever see you may not be where everyone else is in the moment, so the reflection is different, and you be like, "I be looking like that." That's how it come off. Like it's not, and then, it's like you don't want that representation. And that day, I was like, I'm going to change some stuff. 'Cause I don't, you get what I mean? And then it was like I started to like back away, but I also noticed the more that you become happy with you and you start making moves for you, people fall off. So sometimes you ain't even gotta disassociate yourself with people. They just stop doing whatever. Because some people don't want to see you grow. They don't want to see you happy. They don't want to see you have any type of success. And I'm okay with chilling by myself.
yeah,
So we good on we
yeah,
good
yeah.
on because the next one is for y'all. I can't participate. Y'all ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so if anybody watching this question, y'all can put your comments in here too, because we ain't the only ones that can answer these questions. But I can't do nothing with this next one. How do you know? Oh wait a minute, what you have said? Hold on, I got two comments before I do this one. Jabez said people don't want to see a person grow and achieve your goals. Um, oh shoot. Datrix said, knowing when to move forward in life is often signaled by a deep internal pull towards new experiences. A persistent feeling that your current routine is no longer aligns with your values and the ability to imagine a future without being anchored by your past. It is characterized by a desire for growth, curiosity about yourself, and realization that change, though frightening, is necessary in fulfillment. I agree. I would
Hmm.
say to go to some places, and I think I know some people like they like to travel, but my whole thing was when I look at travel, I don't want to go to the status quo place that's popping right now. You get what I mean? Like remember when Miami was the thing, everybody had to go to like Miami, everybody had to go to, you know, I be want I be want to do some shit like go to Iceland. You know, like something that's not that. Cause then everybody got on Dubai and everything like that. I think it's cool to visit certain places and explore, but I also think seeing the world is also different, and I think it expands your curiosity of what could be or certain things that you want. Because anytime that I went to a different place, either I was like, "Oh, this is nice," but I also it made me see some things that I may want for myself. Did that make sense? I don't know if that made sense. Did that make sense?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Everybody doesn't want the luxury of traveling because most people are afraid to be alone, right? And they rather travel with a group. Yeah, I get it. Traveling with a group is great. Me, I like to travel alone because one, I'm not on anyone's agenda.
Hmm.
I don't. I'm on my own time frame. I can do what I want to do when I want to do it, and if I feel like doing it, I don't have to meet up um with okay. I got to meet up with Sandra and Bill, and they're gonna go to the Eiffel Tower, and I don't want to go to the Eiffel Tower, but I'm going because they're going. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like,
No, that's perfect because I think you hit on something because it's also important to go with people. You said the right thing. Explore. If I'm
yeah,
traveling to somewhere, especially if I don't know why my camera freezing. If I'm going somewhere out of the country, I don't want to go somewhere and do the same things I would do here in Baltimore. You
yeah,
feel me?
exactly.
I want to really explore. I want to see the sights. I want to do what the natives would do. I don't want to just sit in the. I want to actually like do some things that I probably wouldn't do. I might even try. I like well, my palate is a little different. I like to try different foods and all of that stuff. I want the whole full experience. So I think even if you do travel with people, you got to know who to travel with so that you can get the best experience. Because I get it. Everybody has an agenda, but even if we all want to see different things, I think it should appeal to each person so we all get to get in and get the experience of something that we wanted to do.
Right.
And it should be like a collaborative thing. But yeah,
But most people they don't they want the whole group experience, which is fine. To explore as a group because safety in numbers, right? When you go to a foreign country, because you never
that
know what can happen. However, me, all I want to do is mingle with natives. I'm not trying to do that touristy shit.
yeah.
Cause that touristy shit, that's the beaten path. I don't like doing the beaten path. You know, everywhere I go, they like, you don't want to go see the sights and all that. That motherfuckers are like, yo, when you go up to New York, you go to 42nd Street. I said no. They're like, why not? I was like, what the? I used to live there. What the fuck I want to go to 40 Deuce for? That's just fucking Disneyland now. It ain't like it used to be when I grew up there. When I grew up there, that shit was hookers, pimps, peep shows, drug addicts everywhere, and they cleaned all of that up. Now it's Disneyland. I don't want to go down there. All them damn tourists getting in the way. If I go down there, I'm going down there because I'm coming in from New Jersey to get on the transit system up there,
Hmm.
switching trains. I'm not there. I ain't gonna sit there and take pictures, like a tourist. Oh, look at these big buildings. Oh my God. Oh yeah, that's a Chrysler building right there. Look, look, look. Looking goofy. That's how
You
you get
know,
robbed.
You know what train I hate catching?
What?
The trains in New York. I always get groped.
Yeah. Shit.
I
Hell,
swear.
me,
I'm like, why is they on my butt? Like this is crazy. I'm
because
like,
what I do is
I feel like I get violated every time I catch a train in New York.
yeah, because you gotta be like from Jersey, you take the path into 42nd, and then uh you go because you going under the Hudson. You're going underneath the Hudson to get to New York, and from there you get off at like 34th Street,
Mm.
42nd. You know what I'm saying? Or if you wanna get off close to Harlem, I forgot what that stop is up there. But me, I'm getting off usually at 34th, reading the maps. All right, I'm trying to get here. This is where I'm going. I'm going up to the Bronx. Go fuck around up in the Bronx and shit. Go shop, whatever. Go to Arthur Avenue, Little Italy. That's Little Italy. That's the real Little Italy. I don't know that shit downtown. That's that commercial shit. You know, the Little Italy downtown in Manhattan, Chinatown, they all side by side. I'm like, nah, that's not the real Little Italy. The real Little Italy is in the Bronx on Arthur Avenue. Koreatown is in Queens. If you want the best Korean food, Jamaican, the best Jamaican food to be in Brooklyn because all the West Indians there.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Or,
yeah.
or
He said, he
what?
said, you want some Korean food? The dog boy.
Yeah, my dog just
Oh,
walked. I
good
said
boy.
that.
Oh, Lord.
All right, I'm
Yeah.
gonna go to I'm gonna go to the next one. I forgot as we got off track.
Oh.
Okay. So this next one, I cannot participate. So anybody watching, y'all got this one. If y'all want answer too, it says, how do you know if a person is ready to get married? See, I'm not in no relationship, so I'm gonna go on
Don't ask me because that.
mute. Okay, so this is the thing. You've at least got close. I mean, I had my experience was horrible with that whole engagement piece, but we not gonna go there. So yeah, y'all got this.
When the
Well,
fuck they ask? Like, I mean, why do people put so much pressure on getting married? Like, either
because
you
it's a
go get married
societal
or
concern.
it's not. It's been a thing since the beginning of time. You know, they motherfucking marry people off. They've been married. I'm looking at it from a woman's point of view. I guess you know. Guess it's the natural way to do it. But I mean, I feel like a lot of people put the pressure on it. You know, the real question should be why do people get divorced so goddamn fast after getting married? Because everybody rushing to get goddamn married. If the
But,
shit happen, the shit happen. Sometimes it ain't, about being married. You know you ready to get married. If you the woman, if a motherfucker asks you and you say yes instead of no. And as a man, you know you ready to get married when you go buy the ring. When you go buy the ring, because that's a big step. To know if you ready to spend the rest of your life with somebody, tie your debt into each other, buy a house together, share bank accounts, you already know if you want to deal with that person from being in a relationship with them.
and,
So, you know.
and when your loins have emptied,
Hold on. So somebody said repeat the Jabez said repeat the question. The question was, how do you know if a person is ready to get married?
Hmm.
I mean, I think it depends on the couple. Me personally, when I was proposed to, I think it depends on the couple and what y'all standard is. Because today everybody has a different outlook on marriage from what I see, and I think it's you and your partner. I think everybody's view or whatever is probably going to be different, but I think y'all know when it's right.
yeah, because I was close and I thought about going through with it because I told myself I was never getting married. 'Cause I was that dude. I would be at weddings, and you know how they call the single guys up there, so that the girl could throw the garter belt. Motherfuckers be pushing me to the front, and as soon as she throw that garter belt, I go to the side. I dip. I'm like, you ain't trapping me like that, player. And then they motherfuckers be fighting over the garter belt. I'm like, yeah, yeah. You
Shit,
gonna
them
be a
women be
dumb.
fighting over that damn bouquet. I be like, damn, I don't even
Yeah,
go
yeah,
after the bouquet no more. I'm like, that's like WWE Royal Rumble for a
yeah,
bouquet.
yeah, yeah. Looking
I'm
at
like,
that shit, I'm like,
geeking.
I'm like out of here. I'm not fighting nobody.
J
So
Man, I
yeah,
don't agree with that because you can make those plans with a motherfucker that ain't got no intentions on being married.
right. That part, that part, and plus, I don't want. Yeah, when you marry, certain levels of privacy go away because you have to share things with your partner, and I understand that part. But me, contrary to popular belief, I am a very private person. You know what I'm saying? Most people I love when people say like women say they know me. No, you don't. No, you don't. You only know what I've told you, and what I told you was bare minimum. The rest you made up in your head, thinking that it was this, when it's really not that. All you had to do is ask the question, and I will tell you. But I'm not going to be that fucking Encyclopedia Britannica that you can open up and be like, oh, okay, page 5, Quentin is this. No, no, you have to ask the right questions, and I have to feel comfortable enough to open up. Nowadays, people get married, and Jay Bear's right. They get married for the wrong reasons. Oh, she got some good pussy. I'm gonna marry her.
So
I'm like,
can I add a question to that?
mm-hmm.
We I don't we always say people get married for the wrong reasons, but with today's way of like relationships and marriages, what is the right reason?
What is the right reason?
Hmm.
Okay, that's a difficult question because it depends on the individual. Some people see it. Oh man, I got to have her. She got a nice body. She got nice booty. She gives great sex. Which what else can she do? Can she cook? Can she maintain the bank account? Can Does she need to go get her hair and nails done every 2 days? Can she maintain finances? What about if you get sick? Is she gonna be there, or is she gonna be in a club somewhere? You know what I'm saying? People don't take that type of shit in consideration because they let quote unquote love blind them. They see the top surface of love without going deeper. They see the girl and go, oh yeah, man, I'm gonna buy this girl a drink. And now 2 days later we get married. And you don't even know who the hell you married. You know what I'm saying? You sitting up there, hey, I like the way you was twerking in the club. Can I marry you? Yeah, 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 Dougie. You can marry me. Oh, look at my ring. My ring. My ring got all these diamonds in it. Knowing it's a Cuban zirconia. Knowing they got that shit from Walmart.
I want to
And
get
then
married. I want to have a Adams Family style wedding. I need to have a pipe organ playing "Here Come the Bride" coming down with the roses. I want like 3 roses, and I want the rest of them chopped off. Swear to God, I want everybody to dress like they come in Adams Family gear to the wedding. I want it to be small and like an old church somewhere or something that looked like a church. But I ain't looking for it to happen tomorrow. You feel me?
no,
If you can't make that happen, not you, Nia, you know. And my girl know this. She know this about me. So whatever she do, ask, she knows she better ask right, or I'ma say no. She know that about me too. That's how you know a motherfucker ready. You gotta make sure that motherfucker understand. Y'all gotta be able to, you know. You can turn a hoe into a housewife. See, here we go. Where was you when I gave the wholeology, the whole economics from the whole university? with the whole degree. You know, I told you when it comes to house, you can't spell house or home without the H, the O, and the E. And don't complete it. You need that hoe. Cause that hoe done been through some shit, whether it's a male hoe or a female hoe. But that hoe done been through some shit. She know how to cook. She know how to clean. You know, it be them I'm not a hoe ass motherfuckers who don't be knowing how to do some shit. They be the ones y'all complaining about, the ones after y'all got finished hoeing, and then y'all get out here, y'all want to settle down with something that don't know about living a little. You gotta have a motherfucker. And I ain't saying go out here, you know, and deal with the slut of all sluts, you feel me? But everybody need a little love. And them hoes, they be the ones that get you right. I don't see why y'all want a pillow princess at home and then y'all go and cheat on her with the hoe.
Because the hoe does more than what the pillow princess would do.
Exactly. So marry the motherfucker hoe. The problem is, you know why most men say, you know, you can't turn a hoe into a wife? Hit me out. Just give me two seconds, Coco. Because for real, a lot of people just want to do. It takes a lot to take care of such hoe. You feel me? To keep one kept. You feel me? Y'all know that motherfucker ain't gonna belong to you if you ain't doing what need to be done with her ass. But she'll have your ass wrapped around the finger. All you gotta do is just do what you need to do, cause technically y'all hoeing together. So go out there and hold together and make a home. Hoes.
Yeah, but sometimes when you got that hoe, when you got that hoe may be bringing something else home to that
Okay,
hoe.
so let's be clear. Let's really talk about this because y'all not going to just do this to the women because there are a lot of men
I ain't
who are
only say
really.
women. I
Well,
say
I know
men
you
too.
did because
Oh.
kids get ready to go there. So my thing is, but usually when people say that, like you can't turn a hoe into a, into a housewife, whatever, it's the same thing can go for men. And
Yeah,
as a single freaking female, most of the married men be the ones that's trying to date. And I do agree. Like, what do you do when you go home?
Be bored. Go take a
right.
shower and cuddle up under her because he just slutted your ass out. She don't even know her nigga like that.
Yeah, and
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. He
I
might as well
know.
go in and
If
stop playing. Y'all better stop playing with the
if
hoes,
she
man.
if she can't pick up on no shit like that, then she need to be doing whatever's getting done. Cause ain't nowhere in the world. If I was even thought about being a hoe, the male or the female, ain't nowhere in the world mother gonna come and lay next to me and be looking crazy and all that shit. No, you can get your ass on up out of here.
Yeah. For
That's
all the
gonna be the
whole,
bottom
all the
line.
whole.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
listen. I
Yeah,
agree.
also sometimes
yeah,
even in a lot of these long term relationships, I mean, sometimes people really don't know who they be with or they don't take the time to know. Some people just get complacent and know that this person here, like it be some people you'll be like, I mean, what the person like, some people you could deal with somebody for like a year, 2 years, and you ask them about like what do they like really know about you, like that to a degree, that's when I'm with you. And it's like none because if y'all don't really people don't think spending time and actually exploring things together helps you get to know someone. Like no, you don't get that. That's why I say I don't just give me a little bit because that's the only way you really get to know to see like what your interests are, like what's going on. Are y'all really compatible and things like that to see certain stuff. I think a lot of times people really don't know who they be with. It's just the comfort of knowing I got somebody.
yeah, because it's been conditioned in us that it's not good to be alone, right?
Hmm.
But you could be laying with someone 10 years and still feel like you're alone
Yeah.
because the mental distance, right? Like when that 10-year relationship I was in, she talked about I feel like I'm alone. I was like, well, what do you mean? I'm right here. I didn't know. I didn't realize what she was talking about. I was like, "What the fuck is she talking about?" She alone. I'm right downstairs, and I told her, if you wanna talk to me, come downstairs, because I'm not gonna go upstairs into the bedroom, sit there and watch what you watch, because what you watch is bullshit. I don't watch that reality TV show bullshit. I'd rather watch sports or play video games. Well, the video games, I don't understand why you gotta play video games. I'm like, look, this is one thing I've noticed about a lot of women. Not all, but a lot. A lot of women I was talking to. One girl, that the OF chick I was talking to, she
OnlyFans?
told me, yeah, the OF chick, OnlyFans chick.
I'm
My
hollering.
friend Richie was like, yeah, she likes you, Q. I was like, this bitch is married. The fuck? I was like, all right, let me give it a shot. Maybe I can get some pussy out of it. I don't know. So, she was telling me she doesn't like facial hair. I was like, okay, what the fuck they got to do with me? I'm not your husband. She was like, I don't like guys who play video games. I'm like, well, that's why you got married. You got the right guy, because I'm not going to give up my hobbies for your dumb ass. Because your ass is already married. What the fuck you want with me?
Wait a minute, I got lost somewhere. Pause. I
Right?
can't look
Wait,
at
what
my
happened?
phone. I got confused. I got lost somewhere. So this married woman, were you pursuing her
Yeah.
or trying to date her? So you were trying to pursue a married
Look,
OnlyFans man.
I
Wait,
used
wait,
to
wait.
fuck married women. I used to fuck married women. Seriously, I did. I was out there. I used to fuck with married women. Cause they would come up to me. I'm like, the fuck they want with me?
Q, you are such the problem.
Hey, I'm just myself. I'm just myself. I'm keeping it 100. Cause
Okay.
most women, they are somewhat intrigued. I don't know what it is about me. They were like, you're just so different, right? I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm different. I don't think what they mean is I don't think like or act like everybody else in everybody else be thirsty and shit. Like me, I be chilling. Like when I used to go to the strip club. Man, listen, strippers would come up to me. I would be running up there on
They
stage,
trying to get your money.
huh?
Of course, they trying to get your money. They
Yeah,
going
but
to come
they
up to
would
you.
no, they would come up to me. I'll be at the bar. I'm chilling. I'm drinking. I'm at the bar. They come up to me, hey, dad, you want to dance? I was like, nah, go ahead and make your money. I'll be here all night at the bar. End of the night, they coming over to me. How come you ain't want no dance from me? I said, cuz you done grinding all, on 5 different dudes, and I was watching you, and I was counting, and I don't know what you got. And you took one back in VIP. I don't know what you did with that dude. I didn't do anything with him. And then they say, she wanted to go. Let's go to Waffle House. Okay, all right, yeah, yeah, yeah. My conversation started, getting good with her. She's like, You're not like everybody else." I was like, "Yeah, because I'm not desperate." And then she's like, "What are you doing for the rest of the night?" I said, "I don't know. What are you doing for the rest of the night?" Well, I'm getting ready to get up out of here. Let's go to Waffle House and continue the conversation. All right, we go to Waffle House, eat. Um, well, are you gonna come over? Are you gonna follow me home? Follow you home?
Oh, so you took her out on a date?
No, I didn't take her out on a date. We just
Then
went
what
out and
you
ate at the Waffle
She
House.
should have hung. She should have left your ass. I'd have walked the fuck away.
No, 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 no. She was a stripper. You know, she was used to that. She wasn't gonna walk away from me because I wasn't spending no money on that trick. I'm not tricking. I
That's
wasn't
why
spending
she
no
should have
money on
walked
her.
away. They about their coins.
No,
Why you taking the Waffle House? What was the
shit,
point?
shit. She asked to go to Waffle House. She
You could have
asked.
just said no.
No, I'm not gonna say no. I ain't gonna turn down free food.
Oh, she was paying for the food.
That's right. That's right. You paying for my time. Reverse psychology.
On that note, I'm gonna go to this next question because we got two more. I'm done with you. I'm done with him. All right. Before I get to the last one, which I know everybody's gonna gag off of, this is next to the last one. Is everybody familiar with Casanat?
Yeah.
So, the question was, do you really think Casanat sold his soul? My answer to that question is I don't think so. We also have to remember Kai's really young. When he started streaming, he was like a freaking teenager. You get what I'm saying? So I also think what we're noticing is people fail to forget, even though when people get to celebrity status, they're not going to always remain what we first saw. People, they still have to grow up. They're going to do different things. They're going to change. I think sometimes some things get old. Like you don't want to be. We used to wow over the top Kai.
Right.
Kai has a business venture that he wants. He's taking certain things more certain, and then his lifestyle is completely different from when he first started streaming. So I think we got to get into a place where we got to stop holding these people to a certain standard and understand they're regular people. He's going. I think he's just going through his stage. I'm not going to say he sold his soul, but I kind of like seeing the calm him, and I like seeing him go through like his clothing line and different things, his journeys, and how because he's working on himself from taking care of his health and all of that stuff. And I like to see him documented. It's kind of refreshing to see. To me, it gives some normalcy. I felt like that loud person was probably fake, doing it for the views and stuff like that. And then he's like I said, he's maturing.
Yeah, but
He's not 17 and 18 no more. So I
right,
think
but
he's going through a change,
so
and then
so so
his
so
circle
is
is
Jaden
changing
Smith.
too.
So is Jaden Smith. Okay. Yeah. Jaden Smith got that butt taken. Okay. Somebody took
Well,
that
we,
butt.
we, we let's stick to Kyle. What are your thoughts on Kyle? Let's stick to
Kai
him.
Sanat, somebody took that butt.
Can
Somebody
I
clapped his cheeks.
can I ask a question? Why is that always the go-to when a person is changing, especially to
Because
a male? It has to be that he's been violated.
because
We even see that even
it
with non-celebrities.
it
If a guy is different and he's not braggadocious or all of this other stuff, people will label this man as gay. If a guy don't like a certain type of woman, he's gay. If a man is quiet, he's gay. If a man is a little metrosexual and he might not be with Timbs and all that, he might just like to, wear his shit, he's labeled as gay.
you could
What is
tell
label with people when we don't know for sure if it happened?
you could tell by his emotional demeanor, right? He seems a little bit sadder
And he
than
also
anything.
through a breakup. Through a breakup. He's going through a
Yeah.
breakup. That's fresh.
Yeah, okay. I did when I go through a breakup, you think I'm sad? I'm happy to get rid of her.
Okay, so that's you. So, okay, we really got to get out of thinking everybody is going to go through the same process like we do. Like, okay, like you might go through it and be like, all right, I'm gonna go get me another chick or another wife, whatever it is that you may do, right? That doesn't mean I'm not opposed to men having feelings because it's that I think it's that double edged sword. I think men do have feelings too, and they go through some stuff too. We I don't I'm not gonna just say he got violated. He might just be going through something. This may be how he processed it. We don't know. This might be his first real heartbreak. We don't know how many real girlfriends. And he was public with this girl, like he was really into her. It seemed. So we don't know how that affect him.
You know what I would tell Kai Sanat? You know how you get over a breakup? You get under another chick. That's how you do it. You get under another one. There's plenty of them out here. There's plenty. Look, they like buses, okay, or trains. You miss one, there's one right around the corner. Okay, that's the way I've always had that mentality. That's why I don't worry about such and such used to like you. Okay, fuck such and such. She don't like me now, so I'm on to the next chick. You know what I'm saying? Cause it's a look, we're on a planet, right? We're on this rock of 7 billion people, right? About 7 billion people, give or take. Probably 8, 9, 10. I don't know. What? Half of them are women. Half of women, little over half are men, or a little under half of men, and the rest are kids.
Sit down over there.
You know what I'm saying? But my point is, if you break up with if a dude breaks up with a girl, the best way to get over that breakup is to get on to another chick. That's just me.
Oh, wait, y'all move past Kai?
No, he talking about Kai. He's telling him because of the breakup, that's the best way to get over it. I just don't like the quickest thing to go to with guys when they're going through something or their demeanor is a little change. I think the first thing everybody goes to is, oh, he gay, oh, he got violated, or sometimes I'm not saying that that's not it, but sometimes that's not always the case. Sometimes people just process things differently.
I feel
And
like
that's
he just
always
grew.
yeah, and that's what I said. I think he's just going through a growing change. Like his lifestyle changed. His circuit changed. He's onto different things, and then sometimes that I'm not expecting to see loud over the top person at like as he's. I think we're just watching him literally mature before our eyes, and I don't think anything is wrong with that.
Yeah, and a lot of them, a lot of the celebrities, we've watched a lot of them change and grow. Some of them, you know, came from a different background. Some of them, we didn't actually get to watch them. Like he streamed his growth. Like so to actually watch it in like real time, it might have been shocking to some people. You know why? In my opinion, that's shocking to a lot of people because a lot of people. Excuse me, hold on real quick.
Yeah,
Sorry, y'all. My Doug old. A lot of my Doug old, so she in the back making noise. Um, a lot of older people um don't do that. Grow like they haven't grown, and to watch somebody grow is shocking to like the world, in my opinion. Like everybody that watched that young man grow from a teenager to an adult, and then watching him advance in his career, you have to make certain changes in your life to get certain type of deals, to open certain doors. Having those type of conversations with just regular people, some people don't grasp that. They don't understand, like, hey, you gotta kind of move a little different, open doors. Well, if them doors gonna be open, they gonna take me for who I am. No, they gonna put you in a certain category and they gonna keep you there. But when your vision is to not stay in this box, when you want to come outside the box, now you want to explore, man, you gotta make them changes. A lot of people don't, you know, do that in life. A lot of regular people don't do that. So it's not for everybody to understand, but the real ones get it. The people, even the little people that's out here doing just that in their life, they instantly got it. Once he did it, it's those people who still stuck and going to be stuck and have no intentions on getting out of stuck because they have this one way of doing things.
yeah. But you got to understand also. Um, yeah, he might have been going through a breakup or whatever. Okay, she might have broken it off, and he's probably that type of, I give her a second chance. Fuck that. Once we done, we done. Whether I leave or whether she leave. If she leave, okay, bye.
Well,
It,
Q, this is actually your question. I'm gonna do this question for you since it's posted, and then I'll do the last one because I already know I'm prepared for it.
so
So
if you have,
Q, so if you
mhm.
had made first of all, if you gonna type something, type it right. I'm sick of you.
No, that's what he said. If you had mad love for a lady, you would lay with another to get over her.
Would I? If we broke up, fuck yeah. Yeah. No question. No question.
He said
Look,
mad love like a New Yorker, like yo. So if you hear like
look,
mad
look.
love,
Nah, nah,
Oh, he
nah.
must
Let me
be
tell you.
chat GPT.
Nah. If she that crazy to tie me up like that dude on Misery, I don't need to be with her because I'll kill her first. And that's words bond on that. Because I'm just as crazy, if not crazier. That's why I don't. I like. I don't do that domestic abuse shit. Like, woman hit me, I might. I might. We're gonna dead the relationship because if it escalates, it's not gonna be pretty, and I'm not gonna be. I'm gonna be in handcuffs, and they're gonna be calling the coroner for that woman. I don't play those games. I've had situations where I've had situations where um yeah, we were madly in love, and then the chick got mad at me and threw a plate at my head. I grabbed her by her wrist and threw her up against the refrigerator and said, "Don't you
You was in a
ever."
domestical?
Huh?
You was in a domestical?
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Girl, the girl threw a plate at my head. And I looked at her and I blanked the fuck out. I grabbed her by her wrist and threw her up against the refrigerator and said, "Don't you ever in your half black life throw anything at my head again."
She wasn't whole black. She was half black.
She's half black and half Asian. Because she got mad.
She fucked your ass up with that plate.
Oh, put it
Oh
like
my
this.
gosh.
She threw that
No.
When I
motherfucker like
when I did when I did that,
I was trying not to go that deep, but that's what made me chuckle because I was like, I was getting ready
Listen,
to say
hey,
something that would have been
you know
real.
I'm part Asian. I can just imagine, man. If she was part black and part Asian, man, she threw that shit with the power
Listen,
of
of a fucking dart, like a throwing star. That dart, like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I grabbed her by her wrist and threw her up against the refrigerator. And I said, "Don't you ever in your half black, half Asian life
threw that
ever
shit with the
throw
power of
anything at
Bruce
me."
Leroy on that motherfucker.
And she's about, "I'm sorry, Daddy. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I won't do it again." I said, "I know you won't. I know you won't do it again. I cut your fucking hands off and feed them to you. Play with me if you want to." Then my friends was like, "Q, but she loves you. She loves." I don't give a rat's ass about love, first and foremost. I really don't. Love is a feeling. I ain't got that many feelings out here. I like money. I love money. I'm all about that money. I'm trying to get money, as much of it as I can before I end up dying. You know what I'm saying? Because he who has the most toys wins. That's my mentality. Now, if she happens to be like, "I'm sorry and all that, give me some time and I'll probably let you back into my good graces. But but you're gonna be on my shit list for a while if I do care for you." And I did care for her, but that sent me over the edge. I was like, "Yeah, we got to end this because it's either gonna be me or you, and it damn shit ain't gonna be me." So she ended up, I kicked her out of my apartment, changed the locks and all that. She kept coming by, wanting to break in and all this other. She's a psycho. I had to call the cops on her ass.
oh
Like,
yeah,
yo, get this
great.
woman off my prop. Get this woman out of my trying to get her off my doorstep because she's crazy. So we
Hey,
had to call the cops because I don't play those games.
okay, so I'm sorry to cut you off, but before we run out of time, I got one more, and I think this the one. Woo! Y'all ready? This one was for me. Gagging.
Get it.
So, this, and I know this how I came through. See, this how I read it in this person's voice. So, Coco, how did you feel about the Super Bowl?
Go Seahawks.
So, what I feel about it, I'm not mad about it. I mean, I feel like everybody who, even any people who don't even know me, want me to be mad so bad. I'm not.
Yeah.
One, we had a great season. The better team did win because they played a hell of a game. I'm not tripping because one, and I think I said it to Q. We did something a lot of teams. First of all, we made it to the Super Bowl. Second of all, we went up against but like the top defenses in the NFL and still made it here. We just couldn't beat this one, which is cool. Two, we held them to just field goals for what, damn it, 3.5 quarters. So even with this loss, I'm okay. I don't feel no type of way. I'm not one of them type fans that's gonna go cry in the car, gonna break my TV. I'm not doing. Listen, I'm a fan. One, I'm a fan of New England, and I'm a fan of the sport. I love sports. I enjoy the game. I know it went down to the defenses, but our offense could not capitalize off of the opportunities that our defense provided,
Yeah.
which which was crazy. I'm realistic about the game. I ain't one of them people that's gonna be like, oh, so and so cheated. No, we fumbled. I'm gonna tell y'all before people started calling my phone, I was on the phone with a friend of mine. I'm gonna tell you, and I was shocked nobody had called me then to start talking trash. When May fumbled the ball, I called a friend of mine. I said, "Yo, we done. That was it right there." Because it was too many. First of all, they had too many fucking field goals. Now, when they had like the what was 12, I was like, "All right, we might can come back from that." But nah, when it did that, and I was like, "Yep, that's it. That's game right there." Because it was kind of like they was tearing May up on the sacks. We couldn't get nobody open, and it was just like it was people who wasn't don't even watch football. Period. That was like on my phone. And I was like, oh, you don't even freaking watch sports, but I was talking to Mad Church. Now, people who like know me, but this is one thing about me, and I swear to things. People like to talk shit to me, but when it's my turn, y'all want to block me. Don't nobody want to respond. Don't nobody want to do nothing. The one thing I do, I take mine in stride. So how I feel about the Super Bowl, I'm proud of both teams. Congrats to Seattle because they played one hell of a game. That offense even did what they were supposed to do. Walker little ass get on my fucking nerves though. That little he got on my nerves. But
Yeah.
he's a beast. He made the plays. He knew how to read the field and he waited for his opening and he took off. But
Yeah.
the offensive line created those spaces and they did a hell of a job. They capitalized off of all the opportunities that their defense gave them, whether it was a field goal or not. They did what they were supposed to do. I'm just mad we wasn't just handing the ball off and going to our tight ends and stuff early in the game. Like, what was you doing? So, but anyway, I don't feel no
Getting
type.
their ass whipped. I just
Now,
want to say,
hold on, because it's funny. The same teams that we beat, y'all had to wait to this game to finally get y'all lick back with me because they did something that y'all took.
listen, listen. This the thing, right? This the thing. The
Wait a minute.
Ravens lost against them, but y'all got your ass whipped.
Explain the
Listen,
ass flipping though, because
listen. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Listen,
for the three
listen.
quarters.
I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Y'all know I ain't one to sit up here and tell no lie. I watch that shit for the commercials and Bad Bunny ass. No bullshit. I only watched to take a picture of the score when it got the third quarter and it was 7-27 or some shit, something like that. I don't even remember what, but I screenshot that shit because Coco know I sent it to her at the end when I knew they was going to lose. Well, I knew they was going to lose. That motherfucker said, yes, I wanted them petty ass friends. I told her I wasn't going to say nothing, friend, until they mouth toe. But y'all got your ass where I slid it in there too.
I told
Look,
Sean, I said, watch. I
listen,
said, you get ready to call me. I said, I'm waiting on her. I said, I'll be
listen.
surprised if she not first.
She motherfucking lucky. She lucky I had to take my hair tonight because I was gonna make me a go see you did that Seahawk shirt. I was gonna put that motherfucker on.
Look, I when I watched that game last night, when I was watching that game, and Coco is right. New England didn't capitalize on opportunities that were presented to them to either, even the first quarter to tie the game because the Seahawks had them pinned beyond their 20-yard line.
Mm-hmm.
They had Drake May throwing from the back of his end zone, damn near, and he
Yeah.
couldn't capitalize on it. Every deep throw he made, he overthrew him by at least 5 yards.
It was hella defense. It was a defensive game like a motherfucker,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
They
in the
was
beginning.
playing.
But let's talk about that halftime show.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we can talk about it.
I had
That
my TV with my captions and it Google translated the fuck. I
I
look,
watch
learned
Apocalypto, and if you can watch Apocalypto and you can motherfucker, I watch anime, and a lot of that shit, some of that shit be dubbed, but a lot of it be sub. All I'm saying is, motherfucker, all you had to do was read the screen. That shit was, it was. At first, I was a little bored with it, but then I kind of got into it, and it was dope.
look, I watched that, and that shit reminded me back in the Bronx. Okay, I was like, damn, I feel like I'm at home. Summertime at home, where Latin music is playing. You know what I'm saying? Reggaeton's playing, salsa is playing all over the fucking blocks. I'm walking up and down the block. You see a festival here. You see somebody outside cooking out. You know what I'm saying? Cooking some frito or whatever. And I was like, yo, I felt like I was at home. Now, then after the game, I tuned into that Turning Point shit. I watched that Turning Point shit. Let me tell you something.
I didn't.
I watched it.
I couldn't.
I
Hold
no,
on,
I
before you get your point on that, because I don't want to take it away from the highlight of. I thoroughly enjoyed the halftime show. I got to tapping my feet and doing my little 1 2 1 2. I heavily enjoyed it. Production was amazing.
yeah,
I loved every transition, but when he fell through the floor, me and my boys was like, he was like, "What the fuck you feel?" They did that.
yeah,
Like
they did that.
I appreciated all of that. The I know what he was saying, but the beats, but I feel like he told a story through the production where it made whatever he was saying make sense.
Yeah,
And so
because he was talking about
that's
the
what I really
colonization.
appreciate. Yes.
He's talking about the colonization, the history of Puerto Rico, the colonization, what happened with the when Puerto Rico flooded through the hurricane,
Mhm.
with the telephone poles. People, a lot of people missed the message
Mhm.
because they were either watching that Turning Point, you know, that raisin in the potato salad production that they had, or they just didn't understand what the message truly was, right?
That's because a lot of people don't speak Spanish, and a lot of people
Right.
didn't. A lot of people TVs, because I didn't know at first. My subtitle was coming in Spanish. I had to
Shit.
play with it for it to come in English.
Nigga, I had Duolingo going. I was like, I quoted. I said, I bet you it's a million motherfuckers out here that downloaded Duolingo after that production.
Mhm.
And I was right. A lot of people were like, yeah, how did you know? I was like, shit, because I downloaded that shit. And I used to speak Spanish. Not fluently, but I know enough to understand what they were doing. Now, on the flip side of that coin, let me tell you, okay, most people don't know about Kid Rock, right? White people. White people know about Kid Rock. Okay. He's a biter. He's a fraud. That bar with the bar song, he got that from from Busy B. All right. Busy B was the one who started that chant back in the 80s. Okay. There's a movie I tell people to watch called Wild Style. I tell them to watch Style Wars. I tell them to watch Graffiti Rock. Those came out back in the 80s. And I tell people, if you haven't lived in New York back then you won't know. They thought Bar with the Bar was some banging hit. When I first heard it way back in there, I was like, he took that shit from Busy B, because Busy B was the one that started it. He started chanting that, and then Kumo D came around, and they had a battle, and it's a famous battle, hip hop battle between Kumo D and Busy B, and Kumo D took his ass right out because he said, "Hold up, Busy B, put your mic on hold with that whatever that shit is." He says on hold. There was some rhyme he had said that had that in it, had that phrase in it. And I was like, oh, but Kid Rock just took the bar with the bar, and I'm gonna make it my song. Yeah, okay. He got his little 15 minutes of fame off that one song. But when I was watching that shit, right, I was watching the white people dancing. This motherfucker was doing the struggling man, not the running man, the struggling man. I was like, what in the hoot nanny and hollering is going on at this function? Fucking JD Vance is sitting up there bobbing his head, right? To Kid Rock, right? His wife sitting right next to him. She's bored as all know what. She's like, I don't even know why I came to this non-flavorful event. I should have gone to the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? And then the white people got mad about it. They got mad about Bad Bunny. And then come to find out, half them numbers that they got, it was like what, 5 million? They got Turning Point got what, 5 million?
I think so.
Come to
I don't
find
know.
out, come to find out, the majority of those numbers were botted. Meaning,
I think with the halftime show, my issue is a lot of people didn't like it. I mean, to each his own. I don't think every year it's the same thing. Like I don't care who it is. Like when Maroon 5 did it, it was an issue. When Rihanna did it, it was an issue. When Usher did it, it was an issue.
yeah,
People can perform their ass off. I think it all depends on what your taste is. They're never going to please everybody, but I think it's always going. Somebody going to always find something wrong. They found something wrong last year with Kendrick Lamar too. So everybody, Kendrick Lamar, both, and I think they both had powerful messages for their communities, their cultures or
hell,
whatever.
I,
And
you know what
it was torn upon, but just because I get it, just I ain't understand nothing either. I thought it was a great show.
I think what they need to do to really piss off the establishment, go get Capleton, go get Beanie Man, go get Sizzler.
And the
Put
world gonna have
Jamaica.
a problem with that too, like everything else. But what you call him? He said, I don't think this would ever happen because there's so much scrutiny surrounded by him. He said, I give it to the whole thing. The teams played that stuff, but I think next year Chris Brown should do the show. I don't think they would give him that opportunity. They won't even let Chris
Nah,
Brown go do anything because of what's attached to his name. He has a dark cloud over his name for us, like certain platforms. Would I
yeah,
like to see him do it? Yes, because I think he's hella talented. But I don't think they will have it.
yeah. They need. Since they did hip hop, they did salsa. Hell, I think they should do house music next. Tell you the truth,
They should. They should.
or reggae, or dancehall reggae. Go get Shabba Ranks, cause there was a line that Bad Bunny said in there, and I don't know if you follow Will Miller, the cat from Brooklyn, on Facebook, and he broke the whole thing down about the music. He said something. Bad Bunny said something about Dembo. Dembo came from Shabba Ranks. Dembo, 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 Dembo. And reggaeton. If you notice, it's got the same beat, right?
Mm.
If you notice that it's the same beat. Man, that's an old rhythm that they. I kept wondering. I was like, damn, man, this is reggaeton. That shit sound like some shit I was listening to when Shabba Ranks was doing it and Super Cat was doing it. You know what I'm saying? And then I was like, yeah, it is. I was like, I was like, that shit came from fucking they bit off Jamaica and it went to Panama because reggaeton actually originated in Panama.
Okay. Well, with that being said, we got through all the questions. Um, we're running out of time, but I will say not this Wednesday, but next Wednesday we're going to do the support small businesses or independent businesses show. So you all are more than welcome to either send us your businesses and where people can support you, or you have the option to also you can do one or two things. You can also come up, talk about your business, where people can find you, and do like a brief promo. This is the only time that we do those things for free. So if you're interested, you can hit any one of us up on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, whatever. You can comment it under this video. I don't care. But we'll tell you guys more about it on Wednesday. With that being said, we are out.
Peace.